Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. Good morning to all. First, please allow me to acknowledge the distinguished guests, the honorable guests that we have here, including the speakers. So from Assistant Secretary Marasigan of the Department of Agriculture, together with her, Director, Committee CSR of the Bureau of Agricultural Research. Of course, our partner in protecting the environment, Director Lormelin Claudio of EMB Region 3, and our partner in doing research, Chancellor Dr. Bernardo Cisa Santos Jr., as well as Dr. Rex Demopilis, or Professor Demopilis, and also Director Mayra G. Moreno Borines. Good morning, friends. Distinguished guests, I wish to express to you a blessed morning to all, and in behalf of the Department of Energy's Secretary Carlos Jericho Petilla, I wish to welcome you all to this conference. Please allow me first to share with you my experience with UPLB. We had UPLB as a long-time partner serving as an affiliated Renewable Energy Center, hosting our biomass energy research facilities. Then, as we move on, there were changes and administration, also changes in UPLB. But we continue to partner with UPLB, not only because we find UPLB as one of the better partners we have, but also because of my relations at UPLB. I did not have any second thought when Professor Demopilis approached me and asked me about holding an international conference. I said, now we're going international. And I said, why not? DOE being promoted into international arena with UPLB and especially EMB and Bob. I said, yeah, let's go. So immediately I asked the Division Chief of our Biomass Energy Management Division to request approval and clearance from the Department Secretary, his office, for us to collaborate on these activities. And as I was continuously being informed on the participations of the different stakeholders, my impression and interest to be here was growing on a day-to-day basis. And I'm really surprised that even long-time friends, some colleagues are here in this conference. I was informed that, hey, you might see some other people that may not be joining, and I was really surprised when just at the other door we had the DOST holding the management conference. So I've been meeting a lot of people this morning, last night and this morning, and I thank everybody for being here. And I believe that in this conference, there will be a better and bigger promotion of biomass energy, as well as the technologies that will contribute in addressing one of the common problems of the Department of Energy. How can we provide not only sufficient, but sustainable and quality energy? And as you may know, we have at the Department of Energy various policies to implement in order for us to promote renewable energy and at the same time implement conventional technologies. I was a part, and I wish to thank first Chancellor Sanchez for giving a good overview of the Biofuels Act and the Renewable Energy Law, because I spent almost 18 years in working in these two, I would say, very vital laws in the Philippine energy sector. Especially the Renewable Energy Act 2008, would you believe that we started working on this in terms of non-conventional energy resources way back at the 9th Congress. And we are now, where? 16th Congress, having 3 years for every Congress. And we are lucky that in 2008, it was finally approved by both houses of Congress. It was a little bit easier for the biofuels up to 2008 2006, because it took us less than a year to pass this law. However, I found it more difficult to implement the said law. In fact, when there was a change of the administration at the Department of Energy, I was given an opportunity to choose which unit I will serve. To stay at the former unit that I belong, wherein renewable energy is one among the 3 divisions, or to serve the newest bureau in the department. As I record with my own experience in passing the law, I choose renewable energy. From there on, I could see that it's more difficult to implement the law than formulating the law. Nonetheless, it took us 18 years to pass the law, and we are still on the 5th year in implementing it. And there will be greater success. Let me now dwell and focus on this conference, which is biomass, production of biofuels, production of biomass fuels, because we're not talking only here of liquid fuels. We are also eyeing the refuse-derived fuel, especially coming those from agricultural waste and municipal solid waste, and then the energy. And when it comes to energy, we have to consider that we have the non-power and the power application of these energies. As we may know, simple production of hot air by using different technologies for biomass, then we are already producing energy. For whatever purpose it may serve, non-power applications of biomass technologies are still a part of our energy. In fact, it's very difficult for the Department of Energy to identify how much contribution of this non-power application of biomass really help the country in terms of our energy mix. Now, dwelling on the notes that I was given, I could see here that much of the things have been already discussed or presented by Chancellor Sanchez. So, I would say that presenting a biomass resource and technology for this conference and focusing on it will greatly help the implementation of our national renewable energy program. As mentioned earlier, the department aims to triple our renewable energy capacity by 2030. But for those who have seen our national renewable energy program, after achieving some 275 megawatts of biomass energy, we would stop. And that's primarily because we don't know where the resources are, we don't know what kind of resources we have, and we don't know what technologies we can adopt. So it's a bigger challenge for us, and we thank first the donor institutions who help us identify the different resources or biomass resources that we have here in the Philippines. While we are only looking at the agricultural waste, there is even bigger opportunity to look at the entirety of our waste. While it is given a provision in our Renewable Energy Act of 2008 that waste-to-energy concept should be a part of our renewable energy program, we put emphasis on it by grouping it into our biomass energy management unit. At the same time, we started entertaining BIOS technologies. Also, on the agricultural side, and trying to assess the entire renewable energy sector, we find the biomass sector the most opportunity starting from the farmers themselves. There is a longer chain of positive benefits for biomass energy. While in the construction of facilities, there may be bigger jobs opportunities for geothermal and hydropower construction, sustainable and enhanced as well as lengthened job provisions would remain to be in the biomass energy sector. When I said that would be true because Philippines remain to be an agricultural country. Also, having identified that most of our agricultural and forest residues are in rural areas, this offers us an opportunity to provide additional impact on the socio-economic development of our remote, inaccessible, and rural areas. Right in the identification of plant site and identification of feedstock, both from those derived already in existing activity, as well as for the identification of lands for possible planted feedstock. Most of the time, it is the rural community that would host it. The very first beneficiaries will be the local communities. The local communities, especially if there are farmers. Just to emphasize on this, our main aim for our biofuels law is not really putting a new technology or energy technology at hand for the consumers. While we put attention on clean air, our message is to help our farmers. While we did started with our biodiesel, we allow only the use of coconut as a feedstock for our biodiesel because we understand the current situation of our coconut farmers. We are not competing with the food sector, but rather we are providing a new and alternative market for our coconut industry. The same holds true for our sugarcane industry. As we all know, there have been very big challenges for our sugarcane industry to continuously provide sugar. We have seen sugar mills that have closed, and we have seen diminishing returns coming from our sugar industries. What will happen to our farmers, the sugarcane farmers, if we don't offer additional or new alternative market for their produce? We are always hoping that the biofuels, implementing it in full, the final beneficiary would be our farmers. In fact, I have a big problem, and I always pose this question. Can our biofuels law and the Renewable Energy Act be able to increase our agricultural produce by harnessing biofuel resources? That, until now, is a question which needs to be answered. So, before I close, I wish to express my advance congratulations to our partners, of course, first with UPLB, with the DENR, and the Department of Agriculture, for always opening their doors in promoting the renewable energy sector. With that, and in behalf of our Secretary, Carlos Jericho Epitilla, I wish to greet everybody a pleasant day. And if you will allow me to say it in Tagalog, the way I say it, isa pong makakaligasang araw sa ating lahat. Salamat po.
Thank you, sir, for a very enlightening message.